What's going on, everybody? Had a real interesting session on the range, trying to figure out some equipment. Thought this could be really helpful. We're going to talk about, is it your clubs? Is it your swing? How do you know? We're going to go through that today. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Scott Oaken coming at you. We are here. We're hopefully getting to some good weather and hopefully getting outside and doing some on-course stuff here on the channel, so I'm excited for that. I always get excited when we get out a little bit away from the simulator, but we do have some interesting simulator stuff coming up as well, including GS Pro with the FlightScope Mevo Plus. We'll be going over that. I'm very excited to show you that. I think it's a great piece of software, so we'll be going over that. And also, we're going to be going over more about strategy and how to improve your game. Hopefully, as you've been practicing, you want to see your scores get better on the golf course, so we'll be going over all that as well. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already. So, all right, we're going to go through today a real interesting little scenario that came up. So I've been looking at 3-woods. A couple weeks ago, you may remember, actually it's almost 2 months ago now, I did a video with TJ Sullivan and we were talking about fitting, and we found a driver, the Cobra LTDX driver, that was just awesome for me. It felt great. I loved how it felt, and I was getting a lot of ball speed off it, you know, seeing 163 ball speed. That's really awesome for me. And you know, I said, all right, hey, I want to look at the 3-wood too. So I got the 3-wood and got that in the bag too, and the driver's coming as well. Just going to take a little bit with all the delays going on, but the 3-wood came and I'm like, all right, sweet, let's just confirm what I already thought I knew. We're going to test it out against my old gamer, which is that sub 70, you know, Tour Pro only drive 3-woods. And I've got similar shafts. The sub 71 is a 6.0 hazardous smoke, but it is a 70 gram shaft, while the Cobra has a 6.5, but it's a 60 gram shaft. So kind of a little trade-off, a little bit of some different launch characteristics, but you know, kind of a trade-off there. And the Cobra, I'm going to be lowering it down to 14 degrees because I think I hit the ball a little higher, and I'm always trying to get that ball flight down a little bit. So started testing things out, and I'm hitting my sub 70, and again, I hit that 3-wood pretty good. I kind of like it, but one of the things is I feel like I've kind of maxed it out with how much distance I can put on the ball, and so I'm only really getting like 240 max on my 3-wood, and the ball speed's kind of going off at like 143 when I absolutely hit it perfect. And so the smash has been about 1.40, and that's about the best I can do. And I feel like I'm just leaving things in the tank a little bit as far as getting a little bit more distance. So this Cobra comes in, and I say, all right, hey, I'm loving this. Let's get it going. And I start hitting it. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm actually thinking I'm going to be showing you how this Cobra compares and giving you a review on it. And I'm hitting it. It's taking off really high. Now I'm hitting it really good. My ball speed was actually like 146, 147. I'm like 3 to 4 miles an hour faster on the ball speed. And it's going really, really high. I'm not hitting it any farther. I'm hitting it maybe a little shorter or at best equal. And so I'm like, holy cow, what's going on? I'm getting faster speeds off the ball, off the club face. So I think the head's good, but that makes me start thinking, all right, hey, I've got to have, you know, maybe the shaft isn't right. So I jump over into the club acceleration profiles that you have on the Mevo Plus, and I start looking through them. And I'm going through all the shots that I'm hitting with both clubs, and that profile is almost identical. You can tell the Cobra one is just a touch softer, which I don't mind, but they are very, very identical shafts as far as going through the profiles. So you know what? Then it starts saying, okay, hey, that is not a shaft. You know, I have the right shaft, it looks like, and I've got good combos. So where does that leave me? That leaves me at, hey, it's going to be a swing thing. And so that started leading me into, all right, I've got to look at some of my different things, like, hey, how is my angle of attack? How is my launch? And so what I started to realize as I was going through this, and I should mention my goal with this club, I'm trying to get this back out to like 255, 260. Now, I don't think it's all going to be the club. I think I'm going to have to do a little work and get my speed back up, but I think I can get a good amount of it from the club. And so I started looking at it. It's like, man, this thing has got to come out lower. Somehow I'm hitting the ball too high, and I've got to get it to come out lower, and I've got to just get more out of it. And so what I started to realize is I'm looking through it, I need to hit down on it a little bit more. And I started to see that, hey, I need to get more of a feeling like, hey, I'm not going to hit it high by hanging back. I'm actually going to start moving and shifting forward as we go through and say, hey, I'm going to cover this ball and almost drive it a little bit more. And by doing that, I actually got the ball speed up to 148. And then you'll see on this shot. And then I actually was carrying it right around that 253, 254 mark, which for me is exactly where I want to be as I go. And I want to keep going a little bit more. So, I thought it was a really interesting session. I came out of there feeling good. I actually switched over some other clubs, taking the feel from looking at this club, and it actually felt really good with my irons and my wedges and some short game shots. It's an interesting process we go through, and this is why I think the technology we have available to us is so important, is because when we look at clubs and you say, all right, hey, I've got this club, and it gives us the chance to really get to the bottom of what's going on. I had found a club I liked. Now, that was a couple of months ago. Again, delays and things. I haven't been actually able to swing of late. And so as I'm coming back into it, I'm like, wait, this isn't feeling right or what I thought it was. Well, we can check that. I'm hitting shots, even though it's not going that far. All right, let's look at the ball speed. Ball speed was good. It was actually faster. So, hey, the head's got to be good. That's got to be a good fit. All right, let's look at the shaft. Why could it be launching high or spinning more or any of that? Well, let's look at the shaft. And when we look at our shaft acceleration profile, it's like, hey, that actually looks fairly decent. So that leaves us to the next thing, which is you got to fix something in your swing that's going to get where you need to go. And I see that a lot with people as they're trying clubs and things like that. They're trying to say, oh, it's a club. I need a new driver. I need this. Maybe you need help with the swing. That could be it as well. So I thought it was a real interesting process. I feel really good. I'm just so excited, and I kind of wanted to come on. Again, I had kind of different plans for the video of what I was going to do, but I kind of wanted to share it because I'm going in feeling so good about what's happening and how things are going to be going forward that, I'm going to be playing on Monday, and I'm excited to try it out and see what's going on. So it's a great process. If you follow a system kind of like what we did there and just use some logic, you can get to some answers and really build some confidence in your game and know that things are going to work well. That's what you're trying to do. That's why you're investing in this technology. And that's what I found when I went through this process. So kind of the answer, hey, the equipment helped, but at the end of the day, it was actually me needing to improve some things in my strike, in how I was delivering the club, that ultimately made the difference. And with the combination of the two, we're getting closer to our goal with that 254 carry. I'm loving that, and I could use that in a few tournaments. You could see my angle of attack and stuff too as we go through, negative 0.8. And that ball had a little bit less to do, and actually had a little bit high spin. I probably want to get that spin down maybe a little bit, but we'll see as we go through. So, if you have any questions about the process, again, this is why I love looking at numbers that people send in, helping you understand what's going on. If you're not scoring the way you want to, taking a look at certain things, but this is what this device can do. This is why I love the Mevo Plus, because of all the tools it gives you. This is why I like using technology in general, because it lets you see this is what you need to be doing as you go through and work on your game. So if you have any questions about it, please leave a comment down below. If you have questions about how I made those swing changes to cover the ball a little bit more, maybe get a little less loft, drive it a little more, please let me know. I could do a video on that separately and go over that. And if you have any other questions, please make sure you click that subscribe button. We got more with GS Pro coming up, so don't miss out on that. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. We're going to catch you in the next one. Peace.